Most people are familiar with Circe, the Greek goddess in the Odyssey. With plants and potions, she is known to have great healing abilities, but she will also do wrong onto her enemies. In the Odyssey, Odysseus and his crew came across the island of Aea after a violent storm. Circe's mansion just so seemed to lie on this island. The mansion emitted a sweet scent that attracted his crew, but Odysseus stayed to guard the ship. Once the crew got to the mansion, Circe joyfully invited them in and gave them an enormous feast. After, Circe turned all of them into pigs, except for one person. Eurylochus was the one that escaped to tell Odysseus. Furious, Odysseus rampaged through the forest to her mansion. On the way, he was intercepted by Hermes, the Greek messenger god. He warned Odysseus about the powers of this witch and gave him a magical herb that repels her spells. He barged through the mansion's door to find Circe already waiting for him. Odysseus gazed at her beauty for a bit as she casted the same spell on Odysseus, but she had failed due to the magical herb. Knowing she would lose if she fought, she got Odysseus to sleep with her. After, Circe turned his crew back to normal. Then Odysseus had a nice long talk with Circe about his past and his journeys. Then Circe gave Odysseus information on how to get back to his homeland, Ithaca. In the book Song of Solomon, Milkman, the protagonist, meets a character also named Circe at the beginning of part 2. Now the Circe in this novel shares many similarities with the Circe from the Odyssey. One similarity would be that both mansions are located in the middle of a forest. Another similarity would be when Milkman sees a pack of semi-wild dogs guarding the mansion, just like how the other mansion also has wild animals guarding it. Now both of these Circes are master healers. That is where Pilate learned her healing skills. Then as Milkman enters the mansion, he smelled a sweet scent made up of what he thinks to be spices, similar to the fragrance that lured Odysseus' crew. Milkman also sees Circe at the top of the stairs, but she couldn't be alive after this many years. That's what led Milkman to the conclusion that she was also a witch. The strange thing was, Milkman had an erection when he hugged Circe, just like how Odysseus was attracted to Circe too. Circe thought that Milkman was his father, Macon, at first, but then Milkman explains to her that he is his son, and they had a nice talk about what happened to Macon and Pilate. That scene is identical to when Odysseus also had a talk to Circe about his journeys. Finally, Circe tells Milkman the route to Hunter's Cave, where Milkman will discover many truths about his past. This can be related to when Odysseus learns the route back home to Ithaca from Circe. Now the Circe from the novel is a maid who used to work for the Butlers, an evil, corrupted family who kills to get rich. The killing of Jake, who was a wealthy landowner, would be a perfect example. As the years go by, the Butlers gradually became bankrupt. Elizabeth Butler was the last of her family. She killed herself because she had no money and she didn't want to live a hard-working, honest life like Circe's. That is what angered Circe the most, because she killed herself just so that she didn't have to live a life like Circe. She remains restless until she sees the house disintegrate to dust, and that is why she has the dogs guarding the house to stop others from intervening. As you can see, the Circe from the novel shared many similarities to the Circe from the Odyssey, and you could say that she did not have a healthy relationship with her bosses.